Claude, 1963. I wanted to do a film with character animation, lip sync, with 3 characters. At the time I did it, the UPA style was in, along with a similar style of European animation and actually what we're doing at the UCLA Animation Workshop. We're doing short animated films that said something. Disney animation was out. It was pretty, but it didn't have content. I heard one story at the time that 2 Disney animators, after seeing a UPA film, one saying, "Why don't we do something like that? All we did was junk like Bambi." And the other one was saying, "Well, we did what we could, and Bambi wasn't too bad." Claude has no cuts in it. He was going in and out of Claude's world as a transition, so I had to shoot the whole film without making a mistake. The last story is about the time when I found out, through Hugh Grell, the production manager at school, that the Dick Clark show was going to show Claude without permission. So I called the associate producer who was doing it, and after I said who I was, he told me that they were going to show it, and the exposure I would get would be so great. I said no, they weren't going to show it as they didn't have my permission, and I wasn't going to give it. He said he'd get back to me, and when he did, he offered me $200-300 to show it. I again said no. He called a couple days later and said that Claude was already in the tape show and it would cost them thousands of dollars to take it out, and they would pay me the money that it would cost them to replace it. I said no. It was a matter of principle. He had lied all the way, and I did not do business that way. I didn't want to be treated that way, and they could not use it. In fact, I wrote a registered letter to the vice president of the legal department of ABC in New York saying the Dick Clark show may show my film without my permission and against my wishes. And I was going to tape the show, and if Claude was in the program, they were going to have a major lawsuit on their hands. They didn't show it, but the next day I got a call from the associate producer, who was as mad as anyone I have ever heard. He called me every name in the book, cursed me up one side and then the other, saying I may have been a good filmmaker, but I was a terrible human being for getting him in trouble with ABC and for not letting him steal my film. Though this story may also illustrate that what my best friend calls my Achilles heel. I don't show my films, but I'm finally changing that, and here is the DVD. Well, that's about it for the commentary. Thank you very much for listening.